Everyone, welcome back to the Aspire to Inspire live stream here at Your EDM. It's so good to be back with you guys. I know it's been a minute here. My name is Mark Fabric. I am your host. I want to wish everyone a happy holidays. Thanks so much for joining us wherever you've been. We've kind of redone the format of things a little bit here at Aspire to Inspire. So we have a very special guest today to debut our new look. Hope you enjoy it. I have none other than Ville Virtanen, who you perhaps know as Darude, the man behind one of the essential EDM hits, Sandstorm. Say hello, Ville.
Hello, everyone. How's man? How are you, man?
Doing good, doing good. Thanks for joining us here on Aspire to Inspire. It's
Of
a little
course.
bit late over in Finland there. Tell us a little bit about what you're up to today and what you're doing.
Well, you know what? So I've been on the road a little bit, and there's been some family stuff going on, good stuff. So I actually today has been the first day in about 2 weeks that I've actually been in the studio, and I've been very, very excited working on some stuff that I'm going to be performing New Year's Eve here in Finland. So it's been a good day.
Excellent. Outstanding. Well, all right. Without further ado, we're going to get to the couple of topics that we're going to cover here. And
Yep.
for the viewers, we're just going to let Darude do most of the talking here. Of course, what everyone wants to know about is Sandstorm. It was a platinum selling single back in 1999. It came out about 4 years or so after you started making music.
hmm
Tell us, what were some of the challenges you experienced being thrust into the spotlight with such little experience in the music industry? And how did you overcome these challenges? And how are you still here today with us?
So first of all, I'm going to tell you that I'm known to be talking a lot in the interview, so cut me off when I'm going over time. But I'm trying to condense things. Um, I'm looking back right now, and I feel that my whatever 17-year span has been really good. But at the same time, there has been things where, like you said, I was very, very wet behind the ears and very green when I started. I wasn't really like even trying to get records sold or signed or anything. I just wanted feedback from my peers and people who I look up to. But then when Sandstorm took off, like I came out of nowhere. And first of all, it was hard to sort of get noticed in Finland because nobody knew that I was Finnish. Sandstorm doesn't have words. That was my first track. And sort of all of a sudden being booked, the first question was like, oh, this guy is Finnish? That was weird, but it was the track doing the promotions on its own, so we didn't have a huge machinery telling who I am or what the artist is. But I wouldn't say that that was the biggest like challenge. But then a little later, when it went on top of the charts in many countries and started selling, all of a sudden me, no experience in music industry, no aspirations even to like sell records, all of a sudden I was called a sellout and all kinds of things because my track happened to sort of by accident start selling. So that was interesting in the beginning. Not even talking about the sort of professional challenges where all of a sudden from a student and part-time Apple computer fixer, I became a performing artist. So there was a little bit of a learning curve to that as well.
Very cool. Excellent. Excellent. And for the fans, just want to say, make sure to go to Uridium on Instagram
Yes.
after the live stream here.
Yep.
Darude is going to be answering any fan questions you have for fans. Feel free to leave any questions you have in the comments on the Your EDM Instagram page. And after this, Darude is going to be answering those questions. Let me get
Yes.
my paper there on Uridium's Instagram story. And for our fans also out there that have been following, make sure to click on the link in the description of this episode here to subscribe to our new Aspire to Inspire to get more of the inspiring stories from great artists like Darude. So I guess going on to the magnitude of success from Sandstorm, you developed a lot of dedicated fans along the way. But like you said, there were also some haters, people
Mhm.
saying you were a sellout. What was this like, and what were some of like the really terrible things you can remember people saying to you over the years?
Well, I mean, the thing is that mm, sort of fortunately, I was actually already on the half mature side when my stuff started going good with the music. So I started making music when I was around 20 years old, and when Sandstorm was released, I was 24. The first summer it was sort of big, 2000. I was 25. So I wasn't maybe anymore at my most sensitive, but at the same time, I was a new guy in the industry, and looking up to some people and sort of not getting the warmth and the great feedback in terms of, or whatever, professionalism and stuff. So it was interesting. I don't know if I can, yeah, sell out, even though it's not like an fu, or it's not like a bad term, but it, for an artist, it does kind of hit sometimes really deep. And then, I mean, in a way, I understand some of the people, because sort of I kind of didn't pay my dues. I wasn't a DJ when I started, so I was a noisemaker first. I wouldn't even call myself a producer. Just started making noise, and I had a piano out of tune and had a kick and a bass sound, and I thought I was Robert Miles and tormented everybody with it. But then I got lucky, and I got found by a guy called JS16, Jaakko Salovara, who made my sound professional and my productions, step so many leaps, so above all of a sudden from my own level at that point. But like I said, I kind of got shortcuts to the good sound and the professional level of things, while I didn't have a 15-year DJ or production career behind me. So in that way, as in many places, but for instance in Finland, there were quite a lot of this, oh, that guy, he just comes in and plays the gig, and certain gigs I wouldn't get in Finland because they didn't think I was credible or whatever. And some of that might have been in my head, but I know that I didn't imagine all of it. So, and I heard some directly, some third party stories where the lack of credibility, I guess, was the sort of main thing. And I was given something with a silver platter, and all of a sudden shot to a big commercial level, which I didn't actually seek like that. It just happened. So in that way, it felt kind of bad at some points.
Very cool, interesting, and that's something that I think a lot of electronic artists still deal with today. Is a perceived sort of lack of credibility. And I guess we'll kind of end on this note here. You just released your fourth studio album, Moments. Tell us how you matured as an artist, and give us some of your tips for having such a long and established career, especially for someone who had not a classically trained musician or anything like that when you started out.
Well, the amazing thing about electronic dance music is that for me, like for me, my biggest education in music was my elementary school, basically one-fingered piano and some recorder stuff, sadly in a way, but at the same time, that didn't stop me from creating music once I realized and I started hearing the layers of music. And so I just started trying. I had fun making music. That was the only thing I was after, and I got hooked, like seriously hooked. I worked nights, made music nights. I went out often to my local clubs, heard my local great DJ spinning, trancey stuff from Germany, Netherlands, like UK hard house and stuff like that. Was very inspired. Went home, worked a couple of hours a night afterwards, and then sort of sadly went to the school. I studied telecommunication at the Turku Polytechnic, and was pretty much, dozing off the whole day at school. Not proud of that, but it did happen. But so there's no rules until something sounds good. You tweak it, and when it sounds good, and it doesn't matter if there's 8 bass drums and 17 hi-hats or whatever have you, as long as it sounds good. And that worked really well for me. And I think a lot of the arts, different genres of music, and even like what I don't know too much about, but like painting and everything, or arts, once you get out of the sort of box, you can do whatever you want. And then if you happen to find your followers who share some sort of resonance in that, or they like your colors or whatever you do, then it's valid. And actually it doesn't have to be valid by anybody else but you. But if you're looking for any sort of commercial success or any sort of good feedback, of course you want that as well. You want stuff to resonate with people. But the main thing is that, especially today, you can present your stuff to the world through the internet. You know, you have Google Hangouts and YouTubes and Twitches and Facebooks and stuff. So there should be an audience if you try to present your stuff to people. And so slowly but surely, I think first there wasn't, you know, the social media like there is now back then, but there were
Well, I'm going to cut you off on that one
yeah,
right there, quick, Wheeler. Let's kind of talk about social media and
yeah.
all, you know, the public forums and stuff that are available to not only musicians and fans. Tell us a little bit about any cyberbullying that you've experienced over the years, especially with the advent of such mass communication over the past few years.
Well, I think the most stuff that I've experienced is just this rudeness and entitlement that happens today. Like I've been trying to sort of get involved with this anti-cyberbullying thing, and me being 41 years old, I'm quite established. I have a wife and a kid. Somebody telling me something nasty online, I don't really lose sleep over that, but
Mhm.
I do recognize it. It's crazy today. You know, I do my Twitch stream. Most of the guys are amazing there, but then there's the guy who's like, how dare you have that hairdo today? Like, that's ridiculous. And I'm like, dude, this is my studio. I'm making music. I'm sharing my things to you. And you are like, not just funnily, but like seriously trying to make me feel bad about my hair. And like that dude would never do that face to face, you know, in real life. But now all of a sudden he thinks he's this keyboard warrior that can say anything. And so, like I said, for me, that doesn't maybe cost too many sleepless nights or even minutes of the night. But I mean, if you're thinking about a teenager, or my son is 7 years old and he's going to be easing into the social media life at some point, I mean, that can be rather horrible. And I mean, somebody commenting my hair is a small thing when it goes to body shaming or clothes and, you know, all kinds of stuff, taking pictures and posting them without permission, all that stuff. So that is something that worries me. And I think I'm not a guy who says like everything was better back then, but we didn't have these, you know, social media things, for instance, back then, so it wasn't a thing. But now somebody can try and do something nasty in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and that is so wrong, and the respect is lacking in our current sort of generation. And like I said, I'm not trying to be the old guy who says that everything was better then, but it is so that us parents, we should sort of have way more responsibility of the education of our kids, like what they do, can and cannot do online. And also the fact that so many people would not do that kind of stuff face to face, but then they have the courage or the stupidity to do it online.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. That's all those were very, very good points right there. So that we're going to wrap up the live section here. Thank you so much to Darude,
Of
Vile. We
course.
appreciate you taking the time out to tell us about, you know, everything that you've gone through over the years, especially for someone who's had such longevity in the electronic music scene. Fans, make sure to ask any questions you might have for Darude in our Your EDM Instagram post from yesterday. Right after this, Darude is going to hop on Your EDM's Instagram story to answer any questions you might have. And for those of you who are new to Aspire to Inspire and watched today's episode and enjoy it, please make sure to click on our description for today's episode and subscribe. For those of you who have been following us, we appreciate you tuning in as always. Also, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. My name is Mark Fabric. Just want to thank everyone for tuning in and wish everyone a happy holidays. Big thank you to Darude. Say thanks there, Darude. Appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody. And I have to advertise this much. If you only know Sandstorm of me, that is not the only thing I've done, but that's fine. You can educate yourself just Google Darude, go to Facebook/Darude, whatever, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Also, not only today, but in the future. But today, now you're going to go where he just said, the Instagram of Your EDM.
Thank you very much, Darude. We
Thanks, man.
appreciate it. Thank you to all our viewers for tuning in. Hope everyone has a happy holidays and a great new year. We will see you guys in 2017. Thank you so much. Peace.
Peace.